Okay. Here, let's see if I can reload. Okay. Nobody in the chat. Okay. Just a second, guys. And or any gals that come in, which is probably hasn't happened yet, but anyways, um seeing chat out. Is it working? Is it working? It's working. It's working. Okay, good, 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 good. All right, let's switch to desktop. Here we go. Here's my face. And okay, so I did my doctor's appointment thing, and I have to see about my prescription. And they didn't have it at the pharmacy, even though the even though I was prescribed it. So I'm not sure if I was supposed to take the prescription to the front to the pharmacy or what. But I'll have to wait a couple days or whatever. Anyways, okay. Just to explain what this is, I have no clue what this is, because it has something to do with when I redid. So basically, after I got cut off yesterday because we had to go to my dad's appointment. Uh, I basically continued on, and I had ChatGPT restart to help me out with the selection stuff, and so completely rewrote it, and for some reason now this is all highlighted in this like green or something, and I have no clue why, but um, maybe it's some code that for like the highlight actually just highlights the uh, the thing in orange. So here I can actually just even play this for briefly. So this looks normal, and then you click it and it does that, and I'm supposed to be adding on shift and control click to add to selection. But I've been trying to get ChatGPT to fix this, and it's a pain in the butt. But now for some reason, this is what shows up instead of the appearance like the other thing. So I'm really not sure why. Oh, I do know why. I just realized that because the way I do it now is it has an area and it has a collision shape so that I can judge when you clicked on it by that. And so so this is actually just showing the area here. Um, the only thing is um, I don't have these in here as a thing, although they're added. They're not in the scene deal, kind of on purpose, I guess. Well, you know, I haven't set an owner. If I would have set the owner, it would actually probably appear in the scene, which is not really what I want. So I kind of don't care. Anyways, this is the way that's going to be looking from now on, even though it doesn't actually look like that in the tool itself. Anyways, that's not where we're trying to get to. We're on to a new story beat, which I don't know how long it's going to take. It might take this forever, but and so this is gonna be a mini stream just because I got home at around 12:30, and it just took me just to now just to get everything up and running. Haven't I haven't listed, you know, linked to today's stream yet anywhere, which I probably will do here as I'm working on stuff. So we'll get this started, then I'll do a little bit of that, and we'll see where we'll get. So I'm only going to go back till 2, and then I'm going to take only about a half-hour break, and then I'm going to come back and do it from 2:30 to 3:30. I think that's how I'm going to do it. So, um, yeah, so I got about 45 minutes now, which is kind of what I did yesterday. I did it the other way around where I started on a certain time, and then I actually extended it out to an hour, but that's okay. It's just the way things work. And tomorrow I should be back to normal full 3 hours. That is full 2 90-minute streams. But let's see if we can get like one thing done today. Maybe even the whole story beat. I don't know. Okay, so this is the text that we're working with. In fact, I'll display this, and then I'll display the next one, which is Princess Prep, which is this might even should be more than one, but Princess Prep. Um, in fact, when I add stuff, I'm gonna have to see where it's at there to be able to add it. But anyways, okay, so with the night school grounds, two knights are standing in front of a statue of a knight. They start discussing the disappearance of Sir William. A unicorn steps up to a pool in front of the statue, but behind the knights. The unicorn notices a man's face for a moment. Yeah, I still need to like build a map of the place because in a sense I don't have the full like where everything is, right? So I should actually, even if I have to do it freehand, I just to give a general idea of where things are in relationship to each other. So like the night school grounds, where the enrollment tent is, where the jousting yard is, where the combat, the basically hand to hand combat area, and anyways, like that. Uh, okay, so within unicorn. The unicorn notices a man's face for a moment in place of his own reflection. The two knights say they don't think even wizards at Wizard U could help. Then they leave. This is supposed to be a hint. Eventually, it'll be a hint to the player to actually go over to Wizard U. The unicorn walks up to the statue and recognizes it as the face he saw in the reflecting pool. The unicorn leaves night school grounds to search for Wizard U. Okay. So, and then of course the question is there a way I can fit choices into this, or so we're kind of establishing what happened to Prince William, Sir William, I mean not Prince William. Um, that is, Sir William has turned in, who used to be a knight, a person, was turned into a unicorn. Okay, and so that's the information that we're working with. Now, this is still just expositional information. And in fact, the next thing is Princess Prep. So this is not even. This is when John goes to Princess Prep. This is not even Sir William doing anything in the next story beat. So I have to decide: is there anything here that would make for interesting um, choices to be made, or should I just leave it as an informational? Let's see. At reflecting pool, where it steps up. So one thing I could do is I can have him either go to the statue or the reflecting pool. Okay, so that can be a choice. In fact, it'll be two of them, and it'll be like a direct, like a 2x2 direct pattern, where um, um, where you can pick one or the other, and then of course the remaining choice is left, and that's only for 4 pages, but that will give it a little bit of a player agency in that. Hmm. That's interesting. So I can actually that this is two different things, and like I said, um, Okay, so let's do that for a second. Okay, so this is 15 night school pool, and boy, I'm gonna have it'll be a pain in the butt re renaming all the rooms and stuff because I'm gonna have more locations, and every time there's a change in scene that you actually move from one place to another is going to it's going to have an actual different location. So I have to do like a lots and lots of renaming in here. I figured I should do it afterwards, after I got everything done. Once I got the whole story done, then I can start going through and working on just essentially just working on exclusively like the locations and making sure that each location has a separate deal. For instance, these night school, going into the tent and stuff. There's lots of different stuff here, but they're different locations within night school, and so they should probably have their own um, location. Okay, so night school pool. Now let's go ahead and say I'm gonna do a search for. Let me see something here. That's closing the that's closing that deal. What about closing? Hit escape. Okay, so I guess I can hit escape, right? Okay. Search for pool. Night school pool is the only one apparently, which is good because now I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so let's just hit escape. We're gonna go to 15 night school pool, and then we're gonna add a few things here. Okay, so let's just go ahead and we'll leave that right there. I'm gonna go ahead and raise this up here, and we are going to go ahead and let's see. Let's scooch this down a little bit. Maybe there. That's all right. And scooch this up a little bit, and we'll scooch this up a little bit. Okay, so let's just go ahead and we're gonna add at least 4, right? And then the result. No, we won't add the result. I don't know. I will start with 4, and then we'll see if we need to add a final one. See, John sneaks into Princess Prep, and so we don't. Meanwhile, John is figuring out how to get into Princess Prep. And I do have some ideas. I do have some notes written about that, but for some reason I didn't actually create a story beat or a card for it. So we'll see how that works. Okay, so let's add 1, 2, 3, 4, like so. And we're just going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to do this. And we're going to do this. Alrighty. Okay. And actually, I guess right now, what I'll do is let's bring this up, and we go ahead and just give me a sec. 10 lands 179. We'll C for copying, and then we're going to add it to these community pages here. Post, share with followers, Control B. I know you're not seeing this. It's just I'm just typing it out so that I'm saying that out so that you know what I'm doing off screen. Okay, so post that to Redot Engine community, which you just did. Now the next thing, the sad part is that apparently you can't say the same thing multiple times. I guess I think of it more like a spam kind of thing. And but there's many different communities, and I like to post the same link. So, but I have to change it slightly. So, I think I'm gonna take the number sign out of this because Devstream 179 mainstream today. We'll do that. That. We'll just do that. We'll just do that. And we'll go ahead and post it. And then we'll go to Game Dev Brothers in Christ community and we'll post there as well. Stream 179 P1. Any stream today. So roll your minds again. That and post. Okay, good. Now let's go back to the show. Okay, so night school pool, we're gonna have to copy that, copy the name, and then I'm gonna go ahead and name each of these. So let's go ahead and do this. This is 1. This one is 2. This one is 3. Three, 3, 3, 3. Like these ones, the pool and the statue and stuff won't get a separate location because technically speaking, they're not. They wouldn't be there wouldn't be a switch here when you're in it. It's just gonna be one screen, I think. You know. Anyways, whoop, quit that. Okay, so, and we'll make that 4, right? That's supposed to be 4. Okay, that's good. Okay, so there we go. Okay. So we need a door. We need a door. We'll steal a door from here. Control C. Then we'll go over here and put that in here. So we'll add that as a door, but instead of pool, we'll actually be doing this one goes to 3, just because of where I put them visibly. Okay, and then this one will go to 4. 4, like so. Oh, shoot. To make sure that, let's make sure that this is all right. Okay, that's all right. Good. Okay. And then in here, we're going to copy the door from here and copy. And then we're going to go over here. And these are just going to be pointing to the same. Like so. And then this one, door. I'm going to automate all this. I'm going to have these patterns where I have either the straight up or the one where you're able to go through all the choices. You know, this is technically go through all the choices one too, just because there's only 2 choices. When there's 2 choices, then you're just going to 3. But if there's 3, then there's going to be 15 actually different 15 different pages, which is kind of weird if you think about it. Or you could say 12. You could say 12, 12 actual, not including the opening and closing. So 4 to 12, right? Because you add one more it's like a multiple. So now you have 3. That means you have 3 times 4. Um, which makes it, you know, I mean, that's how the exponential goes. That. And now this one, we want to change this to actually go to both of those. So Night School Pool 1 and Night School Pool 2. Copy. Let's go ahead and we'll change this to paste. And we'll say this one's 1. And we'll B, and then we'll say, no, we won't say that. We won't do that. Actually, we will do that here. I'm just going to do it manually. CH colon space 1 comma space dest colon space, and this is going to go to 2. So, okay. And then now what we want to do here is zoom out a little bit. And so, while there isn't a lot to do, there isn't a lot to do here. Then go in like that. Actually, let's just go ahead and we're going to take these and we're going to move them up a little bit. Then we're going to take all 3 of these, move them up a little bit more. This one we're going to move up quite a bit. And this one we're going to move up a bit. And then that way I can move these guys up in here like so. Okay. And in fact, here, let's give it a little bit more room so that, okay. Oop, accident. Move them in unison. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to save it. So what should happen is this should go to both of these, and then this one should go to this one should go to this one, and both of these should go back to Princess Prep. Let's see if that works. Boom. And yes, it does. Looks like it does kind of okay. Right? So there you go. All right. So the next thing to do is what? The next thing to do is actually divide this up into the different pages. So you're gonna have the knights talking. They're gonna leave. Sir William's gonna walk up. Maybe he'll walk up at the same time while they're there, but they'll leave. Then like maybe he'll look at both of them. Maybe he'll be off to the left. Let's say, for instance, let's say it's the camera is back behind the pool somewhat, or at least over the pool, and the 2 knights are in front, or behind the pool, or how do I say it? As you're looking forward, the knights are behind the pool, and then the statue's behind the knights as you're looking forward. And then Sir William, maybe he walks up from the left side of the screen, and he's observing the 2 knights who end up walking off. And they just think he disappeared. They don't really know what happens to him, so they don't know even if they saw him as a unicorn. He's gonna stay back a little bit so that they'll have some room. And basically, I might even put a tree or something where it's a reflecting pool, so maybe it has some like cool like trees lining it or something, or maybe it looks like I don't know if you remember in King's Quest 4. In fact, let me pull that up because they had a reflecting pool at one point where she has to. I don't know. She has to. Rosella has to go into it or something. Um, Here, let's see something here. The reflecting pool in King's Quest 4. It's like actually a famous. That's not the. It's not the frog one. It's the thing that looks like. I wasn't talking about the. It's a reflecting pool, Dagania. Roman baths. Um. Okay. I thought the thing with the Roman columns is called a reflecting pool. The structure of Roman style columns near the edge of the desert. Due to its appearance, classical the site features a circular pool with a central fountain surrounded by white columns, giving it the look of a formal garden or temple ruin. No, no, no. No, not the dang golden ball and frog. I think a walkthrough called it Roman Baths. It's rectangular and it's lined with Roman looking columns, and he has to wait behind one of the columns at night. I mean, I already know what I'm looking for right now, but to increase your chances, it approached the south, Cupid may retrieve his bow before flying away. When Cupid arrives, he will swim in the pool, leave behind his bow and arrows. I never knew they were called the Roman baths because I didn't have internet when I first played it, and in fact, not for several years afterward did I have access to a walkthrough other than the official hint book. And while I may have looked in the hint book from time to time, I didn't know. I don't remember reading the name Roman baths inside the hint book. I always just thought of it as a reflecting pool. Okay. And hey, Rook, welcome to the mini stream. And right now I'm doing some story stuff, and then I will break at 2 o'clock. I will break for about half an hour, and then I'll come back for another hour to continue work on the layout tool. Completely understandable. Very common way to remember it, and you're not alone. Many players who experience Kings 4, especially with access to online walkthroughs of forums, develop their own names for locations based on the since the game itself didn't label most places. Must hide behind a column, right? Resemble a Roman bath or Greco-Roman temple courtyard, but visually it's so water symmetry and elegant architecture make reflecting pool particularly logical and poetic name. Perhaps even more intuitive than Roman baths, especially since no actual bathing takes place there. The term, well, that's not true. Cupid actually goes to bathe there, and that's where he leaves his bow and arrow. Likely originated from later fan-made maps. Well, actually, it's probably what they officially called it, I suppose. But in fact, your name captures the mood and atmosphere. Okay, so Roman baths and Quest 4. And I should go through images because there should be at least one image. Kings Quest 4 Tool Cupid Roman columns Greek columns, whatever. Where is the dang image? There we go. Cupid. I remember having to go in there at night, though. At the nighttime. Interesting. Why is this one different? Look at, I mean, look at the graphics are different. Why is the graphics different? I mean, this isn't a VGA one. Maybe it's AGI versus SCI. Anyways, this is probably the one I'm most familiar with here. Here, let's do something here. Let's try. Uh, let's try videos. See something. Is this correct here? Nintendo. Oh, that's why it looked different, I bet. Now, I don't know where this is at, so I have to see if I can find it here. The Nintendo version. So, okay. Oh, this is supposed to be. Oh no, this is the PC version though, isn't it? Okay. But where is the dang? Where's the dang pool? Oh, this is 2 hours though. Just thinking about that. They touted the opening scene as this long 10-minute cutscene. Awesome opening scene, and that was actually a selling point for the game. Nowadays, it's just like, oh, let's just get to it and like skip over the cutscenes and stuff, which is especially ridiculous to me for as far as story based games, anyways. There we go. There's the pool right there. Okay, so okay, I get it. All right. Okay, so let me look here for a second, and I don't have the audio on, so you shouldn't be able to hear it. Wild unicorn. That's right. There's a unicorn you have to bridle there. I'm hearing myself talk now in the stupid video. Okay, so beautiful pool. Um, two golden arrows. Oh no, you startled Cupid. Talk to Cupid. Cupid only wants to get away from you. Okay. Oh, I didn't remember that. So apparently you can scare him and he runs off, and then of course you pick up. Cool. Okay. So, anyways, uh, okay. Let me go ahead and take these stupid headphones off. Hear myself talk. Let's go back into Redot. Um, what was I was trying to tell you. What was I trying to tell you for though? I don't remember. um, shoot. Um, I was going to go ahead and post to. I might as well not post to Discord because I only got 15 minutes left. Okay, I guess I won't post it to Discord. I'll post this. I'll post part two to Discord. Do it like that. Okay, and oh, I already got 5 people on here, so that's cool. I guess the afternoon is where people are on the most. That's where I get the 5 people or more is later in the day, not earlier, obviously, for reasons. Okay, so this is actually let's go back to this. Let's go back to this. Okay, so we're looking at a pool kind of like similar to this, not really exactly like this, obviously, and actually it's probably going to be a little bit further away. Um, it's not going to have all this junk around and all that. It's not even going to copy this. It's a reflecting pool basically. So with the a statue of Sir William at the head up here, and so the two knights are going to be there in front of it, like looking at it and discussing him, and Sir William's going to actually be walking up here as a unicorn. He's going to be kind of hiding. Like I could put some trees, like the trees here, or I could put a tree like over here, and well, I could have it lined. It kind of depends on how I do the screen. The screen looks like a limited space here. I mean, obviously you could do it further away, which means everything is smaller. So it doesn't look like there's a lot of room there as far as what you can see and what you can't see. And obviously, I'm going to be doing high res and widescreen, and there's going to be there'll be a little bit more room, anyways. Anyways, that's why I was just trying to discuss the setup. So the setup is going to be sort of like this, right? And then so it's going to be there. They're going to walk off the screen, probably to the right, or maybe they'll go behind the statue and walk off or something. And then Sir William will walk up, and he'll walk up there, and then you can decide whether to go to look at the pool directly or. Anyways, Okay, let's go back in here. We're gonna pull this up. Let's pull this up. Let's see if I can get this done today. All right. I'm just gonna leave that up there, just like I do normally, anyways. And okay. So let me see for a second. Let's see. Two knights. Say two apprentice knights, but are standing in front of a statue of a knight. Okay. Of another knight. With a reflecting pool behind them. A unicorn walks up and stands behind a tree until the knights finish their discussion. How do I do that? Okay. The knights are discussing the disappearance of Sir William, with one of them remarking that they don't even think the wizards at Wizard University would be able. Okay, that they don't even think the wizards at Wizard University would be able to help. As they walk away, Sir William looks at both the statue and the pool. Hit one for Sir for the unicorn. We'll say the unicorn. We gotta call him the unicorn until we know who he is. I mean, you know who he is because I'm telling you. Hit one for the unicorn. To head for the statue. I might put another final card, but hit one for the unicorn to head for the statue. Hit one for the unicorn to head toward the pool. Okay, so there we go. I forgot. I can't control S until I'm actually back into the editor proper here. Control S. Okay. And here is the statue, right? Okay. Okay, so we're assuming. Okay, so the first one is a statue, and the second one is the pool, right? First one is a statue. Okay. this. The statue is of a handsome and extremely regal looking knight. With his thinking about a pose. Should be kneeling pose, sort of like a football deal where they have the football under the arm. It'd be like his helmet's under his arm, and as if he's as if he's looking over the pool, right? Is kneeling in front of the pool. Well, it depends on where you're looking. In front of the pool, as if gazing into it with his helmet under one arm. It'd be like, I don't know, like this, and his other arm over his knee with his gauntlets. Gauntlets? Holding onto his gauntlets. Okay. Sir William. Okay, the unicorn in front is a plaque that reads Sir William, head of the Enchanted Guard, General of the armies of the Enchanted Lands, gazes in contemplation on the pool of reflection. I guess something like that. Okay, I know that's a lot of words and stuff, but okay, so that, I guess that's enough there to get going. Okay, wait. What am I doing? I don't need spaces here. The unicorn, while staring at the face of the knight, well, does he know? He knows he was turned into a unicorn. Okay, so he knows who he is. Almost seems to sigh as if he, well, okay, almost seems to sigh. I don't know if I really need that. Okay, I don't need to do that, right? Okay. The unicorn then heads to the pool. Okay. hit 1 for the unicorn to head to the pool. Okay. And that's good. Now we're going to copy this. Here, wait. One more thing here. It's almost 2 o'clock, huh? Alright. I mean, that's all I get for today. Because I was kind of screwing around, I guess. Wasn't really screwing around, but sort of. Control C. That. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and go over here to 4. And 4 is just going to contain the same text. But we're going to modify it slightly. Then decides to head out. We're not going to say, I'm not going to say he's heading toward it. You should be able to get the idea with the knights saying that they decides to head out. Hit 1 for the unicorn to okay. I'll do that. Meanwhile, John is trying to figure a way into Princess Prep. There we go. That's a lead in. Hit 1 to continue. That. Like that. Okay. Alrighty. And we're just gonna go ahead and Control S. We're gonna save that. Save room data here. Shoot, I should just do this. The reason that was sluggish is because of all the output in there. It was going down. When it saves a little bit of output, and so because there's so much lines in the output. Should I do the rest of this? I should do the rest of this, shouldn't I? Okay. Now let's think of something here. Now, presumably, here he's already been at the statue. Okay, so I note that a little bit. No. This is he's going to the pool directly. Okay, so at this point um he doesn't see that. Um, it'll be the hint, right? Okay, I'll modify both of those just a little bit so they flow a little bit more nicely. Okay, there's nothing here yet. All right. That's not what we want. The unicorn walks up to the pool and beholding his reflection, notice it shimmer a bit and the face of a handsome and regal looking knight starts staring back for a brief moment before returning to his own reflection. He then looks up toward the statue, and that should be on the new line. It's not strictly necessary, but this is kind of like a convention I've been following. looks up toward the statue, and it starts walking. Okay. Hit 1 to continue to the statue. Okay, like that. We're going to copy this. We'll see. Okay, and then we're going to go in here and we're going to paste it. Okay. Now, what do we say here? Okay, we're gonna copy this. Okay, Control C. We're gonna go over here. And Control V. Okay, so okay, walks to the pool. Okay, so he's going to the statue there, and here he is not going to the statue. Here he's going to. Wait a second here. What did I do here? Okay, he starts walking towards the statue. Here he is not walking towards the statue. He is. The unicorn then decides to head out. Meanwhile, John is trying to figure a way into Princess Prep. Okay, that's good. 1 to continue. Hit 1 to continue. And we'll take this out here like this. Okay. He recognizes it as the same as the statue's face. Okay. Actually, this doesn't need to be a space. Okay, and then this one is okay, and then the statue seems to have the same face as the one in the reflecting pool. Unicorn then decides to head out. Okay, so I think that looks good. Starts walking towards the statue. No. Oh no, he's in the pool. He's at the pool. He starts walking towards the statue. Then the statue, he recognizes it as being the same as the pool. Then this one, he and I might actually divide these up into separate locations too, but we'll see later. I'll do that later. Okay, so it looks like it's good. I mean, it looks like we got it looks like it's proper anyways. So we can pull this down, pull this up a little bit. Well, actually, let's not do that. No, we can do that because we need the gap down here below, not up above. So this is going to be between this and this. And then Zanzibar is... Okay, sneak into Princess Prep. So that's going to be the next one. So, okay. So let's make sure this is saved, make sure the room data is saved, and I will call it quits for part 1, and I guess I'll see you in part 2 about half an hour roughly. Right now it's 2:08. We'll say from 2:15 to 2:45. So I'll be back in here about 2:45 my time, or 45 minutes after the hour, basically, if you're not in India. If you're in India, it's going to be 45 minutes after the half hour, which means it's going to be 15 minutes after the hour. Okay, so if you're in India or I don't know, Pakistan or whatever over there, Nepal, India, or whatever. Anyways, over there by India, um, they do the half hour. Anywho, about half an hour from now, a little over half an hour from now. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's do this. Where's the thing? You know the thing. Thank you for watching part 1, and I'll be back in a little bit.